track in the women's 100 meters. And see if she can replicate that fast start she had. It looks like she's well on her way, on her toes now, and beginning to emerge from the field. Now it's all about time. She's celebrating a step before.
Whoa!
And it's windy,
Whoa!
but windy.
That race you just saw is courtesy of Runner Space. I will have a link to that race in the description and in the comment section if you guys want to check it out. Hi folks, and you know what? There are just way too many races to keep up with this year. Sha'Carri Richardson is fast, but let's all hope that she can stay consistent this season. She ran an excellent race this past weekend at the Miramar Invitational with an excellent time of 10:57, putting her as the fastest woman this year going into the 100 meters. And last season, she started the year great as well, but her time suffered towards the end of the year. Now, folks are saying it was windy and using funny characterizations describing a hurricane was pushing her forward, and that is what you get on track and field YouTube. But in actuality, Richardson was able to stay relatively strong alongside Twanisha Terry, who is an already strong and extremely consistent athlete. Last season's average for Terry in the 100 meters was better than Richardson, where Terry was able to run in more races in both the US and overseas. And let me find that clip from last season where I actually compared both runners, which I will put in a separate video featuring Twanisha Terry. Now, as far as the future for Richardson is concerned, for making it into Worlds, all of that is unknown as I do not have a crystal ball, and so does no one. I can assume, like everyone else, that if she works hard, comes to practice, lessens her time on social media, stays off substances, which a few years ago banned her from performing in the previous Olympics, and focusing on the betterment of her mental health, then I have no doubt she will have a great and exciting year. Now, to be fair, nice and generous again, a time of 10:57 with a wind aid of 4 translates to about a 10:77, which is quick. And with that time, it would make her the fastest woman going into the 4x100 next to Aleia Hobbs, who ran an amazing time of 10:87 at the Lloyd Wills Invitational at LSU during the same weekend. And I will have a video on that event of Aleia Hobbs because there's a few people on the channel that like that athlete. Now, with both Richardson and Hobbs showing blazing speed early into this season, it makes the 4x100 meters extremely competitive that already had Abby Steiner, Jenna Prandini, Twanisha Terry, and Melissa Jefferson. And keep in mind, these relay spots are not promised and they change depending on who makes it to Worlds. And let us take a quick break right here. Half of you are returning visitors to this channel, but you are not subscribed. Likes and subscribing help us grow, and it helps me understand that it is not fake views from YouTube. I prefer comments mostly, but subscribing is one of those vanity metrics that can get us into as many places as possible in track and field. So definitely consider subscribing because it helps us out a lot. Now back to this conversation. Comparing relay times in the 4x100 and the 100 meter dash is like comparing apples and oranges. With Steiner, Prandini, Jefferson, and Terry also kicking off their outdoor season, we will have to wait and see how all of these cards unfold. And the other dimension to keep in mind with the relay team is teamwork as well in practice. Now Steiner also ran this weekend, but it was in the 200 meters. I heard someone trying to compare her race with Richardson and saying that Richardson was quicker. But they apparently forgot to factor in the wind. And so in this case, comparing those two races are vastly different in comparison. And the most obvious one, of course, being distances. We know that for Sha'Carri Richardson to go that far in the 200, she generally tends to slow down. Now, would I like to see both Richardson and Steiner run in the same race? Yes, definitely. And who would not? But one thing is for sure, do not bet against Richardson when it comes to bad weather. She has shown us time and time again that she can run very well in both rain and wind against other competitive athletes like Elaine Thompson-Herah. where in Lucerne, Switzerland last year, Sha'Carri Richardson came in first place, beating Samson Hera. That event was wet and slippery with a headwind of 2. Now, the next 2 events for Sha'Carri Richardson, most likely from looking at Twanisha Terry's schedule from last year, would be the USATF Golden Games and possibly the Pure Athletics Global Invitation. Now, from my understanding, Richardson did not participate in any track and field events until May of last year. So April was a no-no for her. The wind reading, I can tell you, at those venues from last year averaged a tailwind of 3. So if we experience the same type of weather from back-to-back events, and if Richardson stays focused, we could see her knock down a sub 10.8. And you heard it here, folks. So keep a watch out for these 2 next races. But that is just my guess on where she will be running, as your sponsors can pretty much take them anywhere they please. I had to make this video short because this past week has been extremely busy on my end, but congrats to Richardson for kicking off a great start to the track season, and we hope she continues that way. Just a couple of things as far as record keeping. I'm gravitating for this channel to be more community based. If you have any athlete in your area where you want us to put a spotlight to, let me know in the comment section. I'm currently making a video for our current subscribers like Charles and David Kloss. It has just taken me a while because I have been so busy, but this week should be free. Also, I am coming up with a video called the 800 meter madness. Put who you want in this race in the comment section on our community tab. Right now, it is just Keely Hoskinson and Ethan Moe, but I will let you guys fill in the rest. And lastly, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. That goes a long way. Have a great day. Hi, mental health is a very serious issue. Learn how Sha'Carri Richardson and Abby Steiner deal with pressure in the video to your left. On the right is a Richardson playlist, and we have short clips on the bottom.